So we are solving cities of the world, and this is the first time I'm going to be seeing a lot of this, so that's why I'm recording it. And we're finding the personal names of God in all of the city names of the world by population. It's been amazing. Lagos, okay. Number 4 on the list equals love, famous title of God. And Delhi equals lion, Jesus the Lion of Judah. We're declaring the most obvious things first. Tianjin equals Christ equals I am love. And the more you look, the more you see, okay. So we started with Shanghai, we did Beijing, and I'm going to record this. This is, I will see many things for the first time. So let's make some history together. List of cities by population. Chengdu. Get it on the table. What do you see? Well, I see God at the dead center. ENG is a famous God. Okay, 26. So I'm making notes on the first things that come to my mind and the first things that I see. This is glaring. This is undeniable. Chengdu has the great ENG at the dead center. Okay, God. And then it's flanked in threes. In fact, it's flanked in 12 and 24. So that's glaring, okay? That Chengdu has God at the center, flanked in threes. Very cool. Okay, and then I'm just going to start with the obvious, and we're going to go deeper, and everyone can go deeper over time. That's how all revelation begins. Istanbul. Yep. What do I see in Istanbul? Well, it's double Lord. Starts with sun, the famous East. Okay. Oh, so much to see. God's name, us. There's love. Ooh, okay, so there's Christ at the center, which is I am love. There is just so much to see and understand. So the simple thing that I'm doing here is I'm adding these, because God is sovereign over history and the names of everything. So I'm adding these city names now to our database of the personal names of God and seeing what they add up to and putting them into place with that number with other names of God. So something very obvious. God is the principal one. That equals Istanbul, and they share many of the same letters. The word prophet has the same total. Immaculate, unchanging. Goodness, pure gold. Bright one. Amazing. Jesus said, if anyone desires to be first, let him be last of all and servant of all, which Jesus did make himself last of all, okay, and servant of all. Amazingly, you see the word last in Istanbul. Jesus is the first and the last. And you can get every component of that famous title, last of all. Like beautifully. In Istanbul. Istanbul, last of all. If any man shall be first, let him be last of all and servant of all, saith Jesus, who did make himself last of all. Jesus did not command us to do something that he himself does not do. Renowned. There are lots of famous words, Alpha and Omega. There are lots of famous attributes, words of God that equal this great 98, which is Istanbul. Alpha and Omega, Garden of... There's lots of stuff to see in there, but see, this is where you got to start with the obvious. go to the center. Or the syllables. Istanbul. Is. God is. East, we know is Son. Is is the dead center of Father. Okay, I'm about ready to move on. Just because there's so many other names to look at for right now. Sure, we'll move on. Okay, let's move on for now. Tokyo, the site of the Olympics, coming up. Tokyo, the OK for God, the YO for us, ay. Parallels Christ overall. I tell you, Revelation takes a lot of patience. What if you were to take the TKO 46? Best Lamb. Okay, there's lots to understand here. Gangsu. I would probably say the truth. Oh, this will take a while. This will take a while to get the full juice on all this. Definitely. Definitely, when you talk about the mind of the Lord, it's... So Mumbai, I'm going to start with simpler names, like Mumbai. Okay, there's I am. There's a double I am screaming out at me. In Mumbai. One. Oh, this is going to take a lot more work. Huge amounts of patience. Huge amounts of patience. Also known as Bombay, which equals father. This is going to take a lot of patience, folks. Moscow. It just is. It takes a lot of patience to see the glory and understand the full picture. It just does. If you think this stuff comes cheap, guess again. Huge amounts of time. Moscow. There's a ton in Moscow. It adds to one love. So I gotta... It just takes patience, folks. So eventually what I'm going to do is these city names, the most populous cities, will be added to our personal names of God database. And, you know, it more comes to light. Okay? It just, the more you look, the more you see. For God's glory. I gotta brush up. There's so much to learn. Now, plain and simple, Moscow is flawless for Father, from the inside out. This is going to be a challenge. Some very obvious things to me about Moscow. You have the 2 plus 1s, which add to life. You have the 3 3s, which add to the, and then you have the W, which equals I am. So, glaringly in Moscow, you have I am the life. Jesus, the way, the truth, and life. A common thing with 88 that I have seen is that that's splittable. You split into one love. The OS, one. not going to spend a whole lot of... I just want to scoop up the obvious gold on all this first. Yeah, the OS is the only way to get the One Love. Okay. The most beautiful thing is that Moscow is flawless for father. Bookends, multiple of 6. Vowels in set, multiple of 3. ST center parallels the TH in father with the T, you know, just differing by 1 from the S, and the H is close to the C. So the most glaring thing about Moscow is father inside out. Okay. That is glaring. That is glaring. Shit, cow equals king. Moss 47. Alright, that's initial look at Moscow. Sao Paulo. Okay, so Sao Paulo. What do I see in Sao Paulo? Where the +1's at the front, irresistible. Overall, it's going to go to father. It equals 100 perfectly. It is, you know, to coin a very famous word, it goes to father, who is the topmost, the climax of the Trinity. The letters Sao Paulo are just like the word orgasm, 4 + 1's, okay? And the rest of the letters divide by 3, just like, okay, goes to father, okay? Trust me on this. And Sao Paulo, okay, has the same mathematical construction. And 36, there's a lot to see here. Let's take our Sao Paulo. Does that not stand for St. Paul? I believe that's what it means. Absolutely, it means St. Paul. Of course. So there's all these hints. Okay. There is so much to see here. So many famous titles of God in this whole business. It's hard to know where to... Okay, I always like going to the center of words and names first. 53. I see blessed, happy at the center there. 1. So I would see... Yet blessed one, God is the blessed one. Blessed center, 1 bookends. You can also say the happy one. Okay. Sao Paulo. More work to be done there. This is preliminary eurekas. Lahore. Lahore. Alright, well, let's get it on the table. Lahore. What do I see? I gotta start. I've got so many 59s coming at me here. Ay, ay, ay. There, folks, there is no other way that God can have his personal names stamped on everything named without Gematria. Try as you might to tell me that there is another way you know of. Now, there are other ways, like in Hebrew, Hawaii is Jehovah's name pronounced backwards, which is very cool. So as you enter into like the Hebrew Gematria, anyways, let's just, so Lahore. famous title of God, the anchor. This contains many of the same letters as Lehor. Let's keep going. Teacher. Christ the teacher. I see many shared letters of Lehor in teacher. And then what's left over? So you have the A-H-E-R and then the T-E-C. Okay. And then keeper. Interesting. So I'm going to let's go to this. Oh no, sorry, those teachers into the 60s. Excuse me. So those do not qualify. Okay, I'm gonna Lehor big picture is flawless for Christ. Okay, you got 6 letters, 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2, and 3 3s. So that's first note. Flawless for Christ. 1 1, 2 2s, 3 3s in Lehor. Okay. It's got the I am in there, just like Christ. Yeah. Okay. And I'll betcha, yeah, you can easily find love in Lehor. Yeah, so you really have this I am love. Strongly, because the first okay. Alright. Oh yeah, it also has I am center. The H-O. And then 19. Okay. Almost I am holy. Alright, that's a good preliminary look at Lehor. Shen Shen. 99. Shen Shen. I would be tempted to say Holy Ghost. Seems the whole thing divides by 3. Shen Shen. Okay, the most irresistible thing is that a pair of hens equals love. That's irresistible in Shen Shen. Is that you got the 2 H-E-N's, which are the 2 half-loves. That is irresistible. And then the SZ is 45 points. Cool. That's the most irresistible thing about Shen Sen. The Z equals God, the grade 26. Oh, so if you just look at that, that's really cool. So then if you talk about Shen Sen's economy, now what's beautiful about that is you have God at the dead center, flanked in 2 half-loves, flanked in S's. So Shen Sen's economy. Okay, so you have God at center, you have love rap, you have SS books. Shen Sen. That Z is irresistible. If you're really cool, because God is 3 persons, you can say love gods, the 3 of them, in Shen Sen. 45 liter. Okay. Alright, that's fine. 46. I just want to do one more thing. Fine. And always check out the center of these suckers. The blessed. Okay, that's fine. Alright, there's some initial work on Shenzhen. Jakarta. Jakarta. Have you noticed that leaders love using big words that mean a lot to a lot of people? That's why I'm attracted to the most populous countries and cities of the world, because that's what leaders do. They love to talk about big things. that mean a lot to a lot of people. Jakarta. Patience, folks. You do not get full understanding of the mind of God without staring, and God gives you more over time. Okay, there's no easy road to revelation. Takes patient study. So I'm putting Jakarta on my list here. God is our refuge. I'm gonna just sink my teeth in manually here. Jakarta. 21 plus 11. There's life. Overall, Jakarta is strongly paralleling Jesus. Very glaring. That is actually the most glaring thing that I see with Jakarta. Jakarta equals Jesus minus 12, but it's the order of the letters that is so irresistible. Okay, Jakarta, Jesus, plus 1 front, plus 1 dead center, plus 1 back, and then you have interestingly, you have the 3 here, you have the plus 2 over here. Jakarta for Jesus. Okay, you can feel the alignment on your lips. Jakarta for Jesus. 12 by 9. Yes. Interesting. The AK differs from the U by 9. The E differs from that by 33. Jakarta for Jesus. That's the big picture alignment. Letter for letter, Jakarta is screaming out Jesus. If I was to slow it down a little bit. At the beginning, Jaka equals I am. And then you get to RTA. But it's Jesus. Okay. 39. Jakarta. Alright, fine for now. Jakarta for Jesus, that's the main thing there. Can you find love in Jakarta? No, you cannot pop off the 8 points. Okay, we'll leave that for now. Soul, Seol. Okay, Seol, 72. Seol. What are famous titles of God that equal 72? The first. Jesus is first. And I do see a strong correlation, yeah, between soul and first. It's glaring. 3 3s, 1 1, 1 2. Oh yeah, and the EO equals the T in first. Yeah, that's strong. Soul, first. Jesus is the first. Still, be still. Okay, hold on. One thing at a time. World. Okay, I see the God, and there's one God. Oh, the most obvious of all. God is our lover. Soul contains many of the same letters as lover. So God is lover. So soul equals lover. And you have 3 shared letters, and then the S and the U differ nicely from the V and the R in order, like similar slots and spacing. That's amazing. So the LOE goes this way in soul, it goes this way in lover, and then perfectly the SU parallel the VR offsets of 3. So that is what I call a glaring perfect correspondence of how the city name Seoul, Seoul in Korea, Seoul, Seoul, Korea, equals lover. Like the great title of God, lover. It also equals first, which was equally glaring, perhaps slightly less glaring than lover. Another famous title of God is origin. He is the origin of all things. And I see that's not as glaring as the word lover. One thing that's irresistible about Seoul is the EU, which equals God, in the same slots as the EU in Jesus. So pick off that EU to equal God, and then you have 46 left over. Let's just take a quick peek here. We're starting with the most obvious. I would pick behold. Or hero, or branch, or behold, hero, or branch. I would say Seoul, yeah, equals behold God. That works nicely. Okay, that's a good start though. The most obvious one was lover and first. Okay, Seoul, Korea. Now once you get really good, you will understand the most glaring personal names of God in not only the city but the country, and how they knit together to glorify God as like a double combo. So you know, Korea, Seoul knits together with Korea, and then more amazing things happen. Okay, let's press on. So just Wuhan. Wuhan. Most obvious thing to me is that it starts and ends with 23. I am. Wuhan equals water. Same, it's really identical to what God ordained with the letters water. Wu equals wat, and then Han equals ER. Wuhan, water. Jesus is the water of life. Wuhan, Jesus is the water of life. It is the most populous city in central China. Wuhan so that is flawless for water. Jesus, the water of life. Wuhan, water. I am hope. hope. Christ is our hope. In order, Wuhan is I am hope, front or back. But it's most glaring because the W is I am. Like, that's irresistible. Wu. The W is I am in one letter. And then so what's left over? Oh, 4 letters that add perfectly to hope. Okay? The H equals the H. The AN equals an O. And then the U equals the PE. So Wuhan. Wuhan is I am hope. Wuhan also equals honey. It would be nice to pick off the, I don't know if you can get the I am, or the one. That's a famous split that God ordained in 67, honey. I don't believe, no, you cannot do that in Wuhan. To me, the Wuhan, the 44, or the I am 44 are going front and back is irresistible. So I am hope, I am hope, I am faith, I am faith. Front and back. So that's what I see there in Wuhan. Kinshasa. And that equals the Lord. The double SH, or Kinshasa. The word kiss is irresistible, which is father. That's irresistible. Equals kiss, which is father, plus a bonus, NAHA, which is, 24. So Kinsha, that equals the Lord, and it parallels father. And what's so glaring about that is that father is at the dead center of the Lord, flanked in 24. Well, Kinshasa contains kiss, which we know goes to father, dead center, bookends, perfect. So Kinshasa contains the word kiss, plus your bonus 24 from the NAHA. So it's going to father. Kinshasa. If you want... Ooh. Well, it ends with son. Kin. Ooh, kin equals 1. So there you go. Kin equals 1. Flawless 3 letters with 1 3 and 2 2s in the word kin. Don't you love God? Say, my nearest of kin. God is 1. Kin equals 1. God calls people to be one as family. Kin equals 1, and then shasa equals son. So kin shasa equals 1 son in order. Jesus, the one Son of the living God. Kinshasa, 1 son. Now, can you find Jesus in Kinshasa? You need to pop off 8. Yes, you can do so. Pop off the H. That's the only way. Kinsasa equals Jesus. You can get Kinshasa. Kinshasa, 1 son. Kinshasa, 1 son. So, yeah, so that's a good start. See that? We're just, we're scooping up the big gold first. Like any gold rush, we're scooping up the big nuggets first. And people can follow with more. Cairo. A very, you fall in love with just the sound of these names and what they represent. Okay. So Cairo. I'm just trying to get this a little more balanced here. That's better. It's just first time discovery of all this. So Cairo goes to father with a single +1. So Cairo parallels father. The dead center of Cairo is the air, which we know goes to father. Father's on top. And dead center, so center Air equals center, Father. Done. Cairo goes to Father. Okay, the dead center of Cairo is the dead center of Father. Good night. Is there a lot more? In terms of an overall equivalence of the names of God, Cairo equals 46. If you want a dead equivalence, let's just quickly add Cairo to our database of the names of God and see where it falls. Exceed, win, apex, behold, body, Christ is the branch, Christ is the path. You know what's irresistible is the word hero, because it sounds like Cairo. Okay, God is the hero, and that's the same value as Cairo. So God the Father, you know, people, the word dove strongly comes through there. Cairo, like the dove of the Holy Ghost, but I would say hero. Cairo, hero. Cairo, hero. And we know that both go to Father. But yeah, I would say Cairo, hero. Cairo, hero. Cairo, hero. God the Father. This is preliminary research. Okay, the more you study, the more God reveals to you. It's just the way it is. Okay, it's just the way it is, folks. Okay. And you get more flavor when you know the country, what the country name screams out. Like, the word Egypt was gorgeous from the inside out. Egypt shocked me. Egypt was all in all. All in all, from the inside out. All in all. The famous title of God, all in all. All right, let's carry on here. Dhaka. Don't you just love small words that represent big things? Dhaka. You know, city for millions of people. So Dhaka equals 25. That's a curiosity. The most obvious thing about Dhaka is it parallels Father perfectly. The dead center A plus 1, and then you got 12 points on the left and 12 points on the right. So whenever you see symmetry, I mean, in creation, God created symmetry so that it draws our focus to the center. That's what I see in Dhaka. Okay, perfectly. All shining stardom is going to the center. That central A, mathematically. You got 12 on the left, 12 on the right, no less it's plus 1, plus 2, and then A at the dead center, which provides the plus 1 offset that points to Father, the topmost member of the Trinity. Okay, the first. So Dhaka, 12 left, 12 right, Father center. I love, this is exactly what God ordained in the word lightning, okay, for your confirmation. Remember, lightning had 21 left, in 2 letters, no less, just like Dhaka, 21 left, 21 right, and Father equal center. But Dhaka has done it using the tightest offset of all for Father, which is A equals 1. Okay, so Dhaka goes to Father. God the Father, name above all names. What else? If you want a dead equivalence for a title of God that equals Dhaka, we need to open our database, as I'm doing now, and we're looking for 25s, which we now are staring at. God is all. God is the all in all. So that's a simple title of God that equals 25. He is all. He is the all in all. And when God repeats himself, he's really saying who he is. He says, I am the all in all. Famous words that equal 25. You have pi, you have gem. But that all is irresistible because Oh, there. Revelation. This is the kind of eureka to my soul that I can feel with confidence. Daka contains ALL. Okay, remember the DH is L. The KA is L. And then A equals A. Done. So clearly, Daka equals all. Like that is the official title of God in Daka. All. Mathematically. I need a new memory chip.